we are in a session right now. We are discussing. We finished many aspects of karma, right? All of you are now experts on bijam, kutam, aprarabdham, prarabdham. All of you know all these things, right? So we are now taking our next step in the journey. Now our theme for the next few weeks is going to be practical applications of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Again, there are few things that we will discuss that are concepts that are important for practical applications of Bhagavad Gita. So today we will start for the first few minutes. I'll give you a smattering of understanding of various yoga types, okay, and the destinations of those yoga types, right? And if you have a question, you can ask me if it's relevant to directly to the class. If it is not, then any other question then we can take towards the end of the class, okay? Or if you don't understand something I said, you can ask me, okay? Alright. But as usual, I'm going to quiz all of you. It's going to be participator, okay? Just thoda room mein garma garmi to lana chahiye na, right? So there is going to be participation. So what is the meaning of yoga? Yoga means what?
Union between us and God.
Correct. Yoga means to connect. To connect who to who? To connect us to God. Why is there a need to connect us to God? Why is there a need for it? Can he not be happy wherever he is? Like in the bank we say, you are okay, I am okay. Right? Can we not do that? You are okay, I am okay. Let's leave each other. God says, yeah, I think it's better we come too close, give me my spice. You know, why is not like that with God? Right? So, only when we develop our relationship with Him, can we go back to the spiritual world. Otherwise, what will happen? With our baggage of pagalpan that we have right now, if we go there, wahan bhi pollute ho jayega atmosphere. Correct? So therefore we are not allowed there right now till we are purified. Mataji, you can come in front because what's happening behind you? She is watching me like this. How long can she do that? And there is space here on top of that. So nobody needs to do that. Okay. Somebody come there, otherwise I'll sit there. Nothing. कोई landmine bomb नहीं है.
क्वेश्चन पीछे से स्टार्ट करना.
हाँ, आप क्वेश्चन पीछे से स्टार्ट करना. जितना आगे होगे क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा आपके पास. Okay, that's an incentive. Yes. Okay, all right. So it's important to develop a relationship with God. That is the goal of our life. Okay, to re-establish our lost relationship with Bhagavan. That is actually the meaning as well as the purpose of yoga, to connect, to re-establish our relationship, right? However, there are three types of people in the material world. The three types means people chase three things. If you interview people, which category you are, you can dissect them and put them into three groups. The first group chases bhukti. B-H-U-K-T-I. They chase what? Bhukti. Bhukti means what? Maja marne ka, masti marne ka life mein. Correct? In English, in refined English, it's called as sense gratification, sense enjoyment. जिंदगी हंसने गाने के लिए है पल दो पल, इसे खोना नहीं खो के रोना नहीं. Have you heard this song? Nobody heard this. Okay, only I heard it. Okay. There is one song like that. Okay. Yes, बराबर है, हंसने गाने में कोई problem नहीं है, but it is not meant for हंसने गाने के लिए जिंदगी. Correct? There is a meaning to human form of life, which is very rare, right? This human form of life is the only opportunity, is the last opportunity we will get for perfecting ourselves and going back. If we lose this form, next lifetime what will happen? Somebody will want us out of the house and they will light tortoise mosquito coil and we will be flying outside the house. Nobody wants mosquito life next lifetime. Correct? Nobody wants it. And no scientist from Harvard University has guaranteed you that you will get a human form of life in the next lifetime. No scientist from Harvard, no engineer from MIT, Massachusetts Institute has guaranteed. No doctor in this world guaranteed that to us, right? It's a very, very high possibility to land up in the animal species in the next lifetime. We don't want that, okay? So Zindagi is not for hasne khane ke liye. But the people who chase bhukti, what do they want? Life is short. Enjoy, right? This is called as what? Bhukti. Bhukti means chasing enjoyment in this material world. इस संसार में मजा मारने का, मस्ती मारने का. Okay. Now in that also there are two categories. In that also there are संसार में मस्ती मारने वालों में दो कैटेगरी है. Okay. Drivers are of two categories. Drivers are of two categories. One who both of them drive to a destination. One does not want to follow traffic rules. Which country do you know? Any country where there is no traffic rules? I didn't say that. आपने बोला. Okay. Especially Surat.
No.
Nightmare. Anyone from Surat here?
My husband is from Surat.
I one time I was driving from that Surat station where I had a car because I was doing some project. They had sent to go to that project Hazira. Oh my God! I was doing some consulting work for Reliance. कान पकड़ लिया. सूरत नहीं आना है वापस. I can't tolerate that. I thought I will die that day. Even I am from Bombay. ऐसा नहीं मैं कुछ United States से आया. ऐसा नहीं है. मैं Switzerland से आया. Bombay का ही आदमी हूँ. I have seen traffic. I have seen auto वाला giving signal from the like पैर से signal देते. Now why did I tell this? Why did I tell this? I don't know. There are two types of drivers. One is the Suratis, right? So they have no regard for rules. बस चलाने यार बिंदास यार. क्या देख लेंगे यार मामा आएगा और देख लेंगे यार. Who cares about police? पुलिस के डर से देंगे तो क्या देंगे? This is one type of people. Okay. Second type is I'll drive properly. Okay. सब signal अच्छा से. I'll be a good boy. Like that. Okay. So both two types of people chase what? Chase maja masti in the world, which is called as bhukti or sense gratification. One chases maja masti without regard to rules and regulations laid by God. ठीक है? सूटा लगाओ यारों, लो एक दूसरे का झूठा, जुट जाएगा दिल जो टूटा. अभी heard this song? ये song है भाई, हिंदी का song है. First I heard it, क्या बोल रहा है यार? Right? मतलब सूटा मारो, दारू पियो, ऐश करो, मजा मारो लाइफ में. इसने देखा है. बाद में पाप धो लेंगे बाद में. टेंशन नहीं लेने का. So this is called as what? People who have no regard for scriptural rules and injunctions. Masti marna hai. Okay? They want to enjoy without any restriction. They are not worried about law or nothing. You feel like raping a woman, go ahead and do it. Okay? You feel like killing someone, मारो. इसको पॉकेट मारना है, चोरी करना है, डाका डालना है, डालो. कुछ नहीं. I want to enjoy. I don't care whether my happiness comes from other people's inconvenience. I don't care. This is one type of people who chase bhukti. Do they have any connection with Bhagwan? Do they want any connection with Bhagwan? How much percentage of population belongs to this category in your opinion? More than that. You are being very humble. Okay. Much more than that. Who is saying that? I am not saying. Krishna says. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita. He says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit atati siddhaya. Out of millions and millions of people, one person even wants to know about Bhagwan. And then after that, he will want to know the rules and regulations of this world. Right? सब लोग मजा मस्ती में है. Right? So most of the population is in this category. Okay? They just want to enjoy. Now there is a second category of people who want to enjoy. The acha bachcha. Who is stopping on a green signal. Who is, on a red signal. Okay. Who is stopping on a red signal. Amber आया तो slow करता है. Accelerate नहीं करता है amber आया तो. हम लोग amber आया तो दबाते हैं ना accelerator. वो slow करता है. Okay. This is a good बच्चा, अच्छा बच्चा. तेल लगा के आता है बाल में. Okay, these are the good people. Okay. But though being good people, obedient people, they still want to enjoy. But अच्छा बच्चा है. Okay. स्कूल में ड्रग्स नहीं बेचेगा, पढ़ाई करेगा, लेकिन ऐसा थोड़ा मजा भी आना चाहिए स्कूल में. Like that. These people are also called as people who chase bhukti or sense gratification in this world. So what they do is they say, जिंदगी में मजा भी आना चाहिए, कुछ लीगल रूट है क्या? Is there a legal route to be happy in this संसार? लीगली करेक्ट भी होगा मैं. यमराज मुझे कुछ बोलेगा नहीं. उल्टा सीधा काम किया, टोपी घुमाया तूने लाइफ में. नहीं, अच्छा बच्चा था एंड मजा भी मिलेगा तुझे. These people are the second type of bhuktivadis. Okay. Now, how to enjoy in this material world? That also is given in the Vedas. Okay. Vedas say if you want to enjoy in this material world, do what? Do what? I have told it in the previous class. What should you do if you want to enjoy in this material world? Do pious activities or punya karya. These are the people who like to do what? Pious activities, punya karya. In the karma language, what is it? Which karma is this? Sukarma. Very good. These people are doing sukarma. What are examples of this? They will do charity. They will help the poor man. They will feed the poor. ये सब करेंगे. ठीक है? They will not steal from anyone. They will pay their income taxes regularly. अच्छा बच्चा. Okay? So what happens? Obviously these are qualities which Bhagwan likes. जैसे बोलते अच्छा बच्चा है, law abiding citizen है भाई, किसी को नुकसान नहीं किया है, खुद को मजा मारना है अलग बात है, right? दिल में क्या है, कहाँ पहुंचना है, अगले जन्म में स्वर्ग लोक. They want to enjoy in the heavenly planets. This is the second type. Bhukti में दो category. One wants to enjoy in this world without rules and regulations. Another wants to follow the rules and regulations because they are believers. The first category, they don't believe in God, they don't care also. जब भगवान ही नहीं है तो काहे का रूल? जब गवर्नमेंट ही नहीं है तो क्या ग्रीन सिग्नल, क्या रेड सिग्नल? I don't believe in microwaves only. Correct? Right? So they also want to enjoy. These people, they believe in microwaves. They believe in what? An authority. They believe that I have to answer to an authority. They may not know who that authority is, but they believe. हाँ है, सुना है, ब्रह्मा सुना है, इंद्रा सुना है, बहुत लोग सुना है, राम सुना है, कृष्ण सुना है, ऐसा कोई है, हायर अथॉरिटी, वायु है, चंद्रदेव है, सूर्य देव है, अग्नि है, they have this kind of a general understanding, खिचड़ी understanding, we say, okay, खिचड़ी understanding, right? पता नहीं क्या है, लेकिन I believe in being good man यार. If you tell them भगवद गीता ना, और भगवद गीता से मालूम नहीं यार, अच्छा आदमी रहना चाहिए आपको. You should be good human being. Okay. अच्छा करो, किसी का बुरा मत करो, बस. बुरा मत बोलो, बुरा मत सोचो, बुरा मत. That is the perfection of life. Okay. According to them, not according to Bhagavad Gita. Okay. That is the perfection of life according to them. Okay. And they are self-certified good humans. कुछ certification दे दिए. मैं पॉलिटिक्स में सब नहीं फंसता हूँ. मैं पॉलिटिक्स करता भी नहीं हूँ, पॉलिटिक्स फंसता भी नहीं हूँ. सब पॉलिटिक्स करने वाला भी यही बोलता है. कोई आगे बोलता है क्या? मैं पॉलिटिक्स करता हूँ थोड़ा. कोई बोलेगा ऐसा? कोई नहीं बोलेगा. सब करते हैं, सब खुद को सेल्फ सर्टिफिकेशन देंगे. Correct? These people who want to enjoy the world, they want to enjoy in accordance with the rules and regulations of the scriptures. Rules and the scriptures are very wisely designed. Krishna says, not everyone wants to get out of this material world. Some people are life members in this material world. But they want to be, jitna maja marna hai humko. So Krishna has provided what kind of planets for them? The heavenly planets. ऊपर का और नीचे का heavenly planets दिया है उन लोगों को. Correct? So they say they can do maja maro. So the way of going to the heavenly planets in the scriptures, it is said that by doing punya karya, by doing pious activities, by doing all this charity business, or there is another way also of doing that. What you have to do? They do what is this? They do lot of rituals, Vedic rituals. Yagya, ये सब करेंगे. Okay? I am not talking about calling a Vaishnava and doing yagya. I am not talking about that. I am talking about people who say, हमारे घर में नवग्रह होम है. सूर्य शांति, चंद्र आप भी शांत, सब शांत बैठिए. All navagrahas, please do not interfere with my promotion. लॉटरी का टिकट लिया है, please विघ्न मत डालना, नवग्रह. Okay, so they still want to enjoy, but what they want to do, they believe at least that navagraha exists. The other fellow is क्या नवग्रह है? थोड़े only 11 things I believe in, 11 players of the IPL. बस नवग्रह कौन है भाई? Okay, so they don't believe in anything, right? ये लोग at least believe करते हैं, लेकिन मजा मारने का है using the नवग्रह, right? So they do ritualistic activities to pacify the Devi Devatas, so that देवी प्रसन्न हो के थोड़ा लक्ष्मी थोड़ा अपने घर में ढकलना. But still their mood is what? Their goal of approaching the higher authorities is what? मुझे कुछ चाहिए. I want to be happy. So if you keep doing punya karya, what does Lord Krishna say? You go up to the heavenly planets and you, after some time your punya is exhausted, फिर आ गया one bedroom hall kitchen में इधर मृत्यु लोक में. And that is why people are going up and down and up and down and up and down. So this is the first category. What are they called as? Bhukti. They chase bhukti. So they are called as bhuktivadi. People who chase sense gratification or bhukti. The second category of people, they want mukti. ये भुक्ति नहीं है. B के जगह M आ गया अभी. Okay, they want what? मुक्ति. ऐसे सर बस हो गया ये संसार, वापस नहीं आना है. What is the point in coming here, staying in 5-star hotel, coming to 1-bedroom kitchen, again going to 5-star hotel, coming to 1-bedroom kitchen, and sometimes going to Kal Kotri jail, which is the hellish plans. What is the point? Hell से निकला 1 bedroom में आया, 1 bedroom से 5-star गया, 5-star से फिर hell में गया, फिर hell से 1 bedroom आया, यही चल रहा है. Correct? So they say we don't want to do anything, we don't want to get into this cycle. This is not the goal of human life. They know that beyond the material world there is light. Beyond the material world there is light, spiritual light. And that in that light we will go and merge ourselves. उसमें हम एकांत हो जाएंगे, विलीन हो जाएंगे उस light में. What is that light called as? Brahma Jyoti. We discussed it already, right? These people are connecting with the impersonal aspect of the Lord. They want to connect. अभी तक जो बोला मैंने, there is no connection. There is only disconnection with the Lord. They just want to enjoy in the material world. So there is no connection with Him. There is some belief in Him, but that belief is not to connect with Him, but only to enjoy. Right? But now, yoga process has started of connecting with the Lord. Okay? So they want to escape. They want to escape this material world. Now to escape this material world, you have to get rid of pagalpan, pride, anger, greed, envy, lust. This funda you know already now. Correct? To escape you have to get. So you have to do some purificatory processes. Right? So what they do is these people who want to escape this material world and merge into the Brahma Jyoti, they follow a process called as Jnana Yoga. Jnana. Jnana. or GNANA, Gyan Yoga, whichever way you want to say. Gyan Yoga. The path of knowledge, the path of developing spiritual knowledge. So what they do, the Jnana Yoga process entails one to study Sanskrit for 12 years. The Jnana Yoga process का फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या है? गुरुकुल में जाओ, संस्कृत पढ़ो 12 साल. You cannot tell after the Gurukul, is there an accelerated program? Is there a scholarship in grammar school here? नहीं मिलेगा गुरुकुल में वो सब, नहीं मिलता है वो सब. There is no seal program, accelerated program, select entry school, nothing. Right? Will you teach physics? No. Right? We will teach you what? Vedas. Yes, Vedas ke through you will understand physics. That's a different thing. And after those 12 years when you come out, will you get admission into Monash University or Melbourne Uni? Commerce. They'll ask you, what is your ETA? I am studied Vedas. Huh?
Vedas.
What is that? Right? Huh?
Vedas.
Wait. Okay. So, obviously, is it practical to do for anyone here in Kali Yuga? Very few. Correct? हम लोग में से कोई भी करेगा ये? Is anyone willing practical application of Bhagavad Gita? Anyone? Vedas, 12 साल? No. Nobody is going to do it. You also know, I also know. बोलने के लिए बोल सकता है. It's an interesting thought. But give up. Take children, go to Gurukul. Put them there. कोई नहीं करेगा. नहीं, मेरा बेटा ग्रामर स्कूल ही जाएगा. Presbyterian Ladies College. Right? Okay. So our mind is like that. And Krishna knows. Kali Yuga में ना कोई नहीं करने वाला है सब चीज. Krishna is अपना बाप है ना. He is the बाप of everyone. He knows how we think. ये सब लातों के भूत है. ये सब कुछ नहीं करेंगे. Right? So Jnana Yoga ruled out for Kali Yuga. Now the question is, even if you चलो मैं गया संस्कृत के स्कूल में, ज्ञान योग में संस्कृत after 12 years, what do you do after 12 years of Sanskrit? You spend an entire lifetime you invest in segregating what is matter and what is spirit, so that you get detachment from matter. Right? पूरा जीवन निकलता है उसमें. Right? So all this is not possible. ये जो studying the etymology of grammar and then segregating everything materially, spiritually, philosophically, speculating. Nobody has time to do all these things. And even if you perfect that process, what are you attaining at the end of the day? You will only attain Brahma Jyoti. Now you will say, ये only क्यों बोला यार आपने Brahma Jyoti? Why did you not say you will attain Brahma Jyoti? ऐसा क्यों नहीं बोला? Why did you say you will attain only Brahma Jyoti? ये only क्यों डाला? कुछ कमी है क्या ब्रह्म ज्योति में? Is there any कमियां है क्या कुछ वहाँ पे? Is there, am I not achieving the best? That's why you said only Brahma Jyoti? Yes, I am going to explain that now. Okay. Why did I say only Brahma Jyoti? Because Brahma Jyoti is not the residence of Bhagavan. Brahma Jyoti is what? The light which is coming out of the body of the absolute truth. Right? Effulgence that comes out. The rays which come out. Okay? By which the whole Srishti is manifested. That is also called as Brahman. The light of Brahman. Now the problem is, these Jnana Yogis who perfect, what they do? Yahan se to they have escaped. Correct? And now they are in Brahma Jyoti. But the Brahma Jyoti is very nice, huh? It's not like here. It's very peaceful. That light is not like our tube light. Okay? It's a very peaceful. It's a different spiritual light. The rays of God. Actually, it attracts many people. If you see near-death experiences of many people, they have mentioned. You go to near-death experience website and see. People say, I was traveling towards a very divine light. They'll say. Right? And then I came back. Oh God, why did I come back? जो whoever is staying back in the world, they are crying. वो छोड़ के चले गया. जो गया है बोलते अच्छा है यार. I am out of this miserable body. That's how आप near death experiences are. जो जा रहा है वो बहुत खुश है. जो रुका है वो रो रहा है. Correct? That's how it is. Everyone does that, right? That's natural for all of us, right? But people who are going, they don't want to come back into the body, right? Especially when they are going towards the light. Unless 4 Mushtande aaye, if they have lived a very sinful life, then they have also given experiences. बाप रे डर गया था मैं तो, okay, था बच गया वापस आया, right? Those are the people who are gliding down, right? But people who have led a good life, they are, and who have had some practice, some spirituality, they head towards that light, right? Now the problem is this light is very peaceful. Once you attain that light, you can stay in that light for a long, long, long time. Thousands and thousands of years, okay? Merged with the light. But the problem, I'm cutting a long story short because I'm giving essence right now, okay? The problem is the nature of a human being is to always do something, correct? I'll give you an example. You go to work for what? Money. Suppose boss says, I will send your salary home, but you should not do any work at all. Initially you will think, wow, this is a nice proposition. मजा है यार. 3 साल ऑफिस जाके जो कमाऊंगा, बॉस इज सेइंग कीप द मनी बैंक अकाउंट में आज ही जमा कर देता हूं, बट कुछ नहीं करेगा, घर में बैठा रहेगा बिल्कुल. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू विल एक्सेप्ट दैट प्रपोजिशन? वेरी डिफिकल्ट. 1% maybe, right? How many will you accept? Because a human being can't even sit in one place for 1 hour silently. कुछ ना कुछ कुर something is going on. कब उठूंगा मैं यहाँ से? Correct? Because that's our nature. The nature of human beings is to be engaged in activity. That's our nature. We can't sit just like that, right? People are very happy in retirement. In Japan, they commit suicide after retirement because they are not active. They don't know what to do, so they end their lives. They don't have any purpose left beyond office because their whole identity comes from their office. So they lose their identity only when they retire. अभी मुझे कौन पूछेगा? मुझे तो साहब बोलते थे, जनरल मैनेजर साहब. अभी मैं अभी कुछ भी नहीं हूँ. Now I am general public, right? Not general manager anymore, right? So therefore, people don't know what to do. So this is what happens if with prolonged stay in Brahma Jyoti. What happens? The soul gets bored of inactivity. You are out of the jail, but being out of the jail, you still don't have any relationship, so you get bored. Jail mein you are not getting beaten by the jailer every time. You are outside the jail, but the thirst and hunger for relationship is still there. Relationships and love give satisfaction in life. Everyone agrees to this, right? Brahman में love नहीं मिलने वाला है. Light cannot give you love, right? Light can give you peace. So people who chase peace, they are called as what? Muktivadis. So they chase peace, so they go to Brahman. Now what happens is, when you see a beautiful light, which is very different, it's very attractive. Brahman is very attractive light. So what happens? Normally when you see a Rolls Royce car or that phantom car which is coming, then you want to see who is driving it. अंदर देखता हूँ ना, especially back seat वाला, front seat वाला driver होगा टोपी लगा के, उसको किधर देखने का? पीछे देखने के, कौन है भाई? Right? Or when you see a beautiful thing, you want to know who created it, right? When you see a beautiful painting, what do you want to see? Hey, which one is it? Is it Picasso? That's the question, right? People will ask such a question. Okay. Is it that, what is that Indian ka painter? What's his name? Famous painter. Ravi Verma. Huh? Ravi Verma. Is it Ravi Verma? No? People will ask such questions. इसके पीछे कौन है? Right? So, in the Isopanishad, it is mentioned that the person who attains this Brahma Jyoti, he wants to see beyond this curtain, where is this light coming from? This light is so beautiful, so peaceful. Is light, ये light आ कहाँ से रहा है? I want to understand that source of that light. So far, all of you are connected with me, right? Yes.
We are out of this material world. So we are out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyati. So when you are saying again that the source of the hunger is still lies with the soul for that. So it means that our soul is still connected or seeks something. But right now what I understand is that in material world we go through this Rajogun, Tamogun and all that. That is what it is holding us and try to get that activity. That is all not there.
There is no Rajogun, Satogun, Tamagun.
Nothing is there.
No.
It's pure
pure Brahman. You are out of the three modes of material nature. You are out of it.
Then
Right.
why there is a thirst or
Three modes of material. This is a spiritual hankering. Thirst. आप जो बोल रहे हो, you are talking about Trishna. Trishna is material hankering. There is no material hankering in Brahman. In Brahman, what happens? You want to find out who is behind that. You want to understand the next stage of the absolute truth. Because you are a seeker. You are a seeker of spirituality. You have attained Brahma Jyoti already. But Brahma Jyoti is so attractive. You want to find out, is there a higher truth beyond Brahman? That's what you want to find out. Because you are a spiritual seeker. Yes?
Will we come back, like if we have gone once to the Brahma Jyoti, will we ever come back to the material?
Yes, I'm going to talk about that now. Good question. Okay. So what happens? An Atma which is vileen in Brahma Jyoti, what it does? It wants to find out who is Brahman ke piche kya hai? That's what happens. Brahman ke piche. Right? They want to know. Right? Just like पर्दे के पीछे कौन है वो heroine? The hero is thinking, जरा नकाब उतार के अपना चेहरा बताना ऐसा. So something like that. Okay? You want to find out who's behind this. I want to behold. I want to see that person. I want to see that person. Okay? Now you will say, where does this desire to go beyond come from? Right? So in the scriptures, it is mentioned, the Srimad Bhagavatam answers this very beautifully. It says, Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranta Api Urukrame Kurvanti Ahetukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Which means all types of people who are seeking the absolute truth, Krishna attracts everyone. Krishna attracts everyone. चाहे तुम भक्ति हो, मुक्ति हो, भक्ति हो, Krishna can attract everyone. Okay. So Krishna, the moment, because you are already outside of lust, anger, envy, greed, pride, so you will start getting glimpses of the absolute truth. You have already attained Brahman. So Krishna, from inside within the soul, creates that thirst to go to the next stage. That's the Lord pulling you. Aja mere paas, aja mere paas, aja mere paas, like that. Okay. So the Jnani has now attained Brahma Jyoti. Now the Jnani wants to know Brahman ke piche kya hai. Now the Jnani has not attained Brahman by studying Java language or Korpa language or whatever. Correct? He has attained this by going through the entire Vedas. Do you agree? Because he started with Jnana Yoga. 12 साल संस्कृत पूरा वेदों का अध्ययन किया है. इतिहास पुराण सब पढ़ चुका है. So the Jnani has heard that there is a form aspect that also is discussed in the scriptures. I began my spiritual journey by being attracted to the formless निराकार aspect of भगवान. But मैंने वेदों में सुना है आकार भी है. क्या ये पर्दे के पीछे वो आकार है? That's the next quest that starts, right? And the Jnani knows that inside the heart of every living entity there is a localized aspect of that Bhagavan, which is called as what? Paramatma, super soul. So what happens? The Jnani who is seeing the light outside right now, everywhere there is divine light. Brahman, 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 Brahman. Ah, beautiful. But the Jnani knows that the source of that Brahman is also within his heart. The localized embassy of Bhagavan is within inside this heart. That is called as what? Paramatma. So Brahman bahar hai aur Paramatma andar hai. So from bahar what he does, that yogi or Jnani, he now closes and starts his next journey, which is what? Going inside. Right? Externally he is seeing light. Now he wants to know the localized aspect of the source of that light. So you close your eyes and then starts the journey of Ashtanga Yoga, which is the next higher. Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga. It's also called as what? Dhyan Yoga. Dhyana. Yes.
Just to clarify, so the localized aspect of super soul, is it only for the material body, or does it accompany, like say, Brahman as well, because it is not exactly spiritual world, it is just on the border in that sense? Does it accompany, or is just the soul that is attained?
The Paramatma will be there till the time you are united with Bhagavan. Paramatma will always be there with us. Right? After that, you are already with Bhagavan, who is Paramatma. Right? When you have already attained India, then you don't have to go to the localized Indian embassy in Australia. Right? Or let me put it this way, when you are already in India, you don't have to go to quality groceries to buy Indian rava. सब जगह में रवा मिल रहा है, India अपना ही देश है. Correct? Like that. So therefore you don't need Paramatma. When you have come to a foreign land, you will want embassy there of the spiritual world, because you are out of the spiritual world. Now the Brahman is the border between the spiritual planets and the material world. Please understand. Brahman is what? Light. Inside this light, all spiritual planets are there. Does it make sense? In other words, surrounding all the Vaikuntha planets is Brahman light. Does it make sense? So you have reached the periphery of Vaikuntha now. You are not inside. आप बाहर हो, अभी तक planet के अंदर नहीं है. Spiritual planet you have not entered. Now to enter the spiritual planet, you will need connection with personal aspect of God. आपके घर में मुझे आना है, आपके street में मुझे खड़ा आना है, तो I don't need to have a personal relationship with you. But if I have to come to your house, there has to be some reason for coming into your house, no? Correct? There has to be some connect of some type, right? So understand this as a simple example of something more esoteric, right? So Brahma Jyoti, the Jnani is there. Now what happens? He has studied that Paramatma is the localized aspect. I have heard that absolute truth, there is Bhagavan, and his localized aspect is Paramatma within my heart. So what happens? Seeing outside everywhere he sees Brahman. Now, when you see inside and meditate within your heart, who will you realize? Paramatma. Right? If you study Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see Narad Muni also went through this. Dhruva Maharaj also went through this. Not that they were Brahmavadis, but they somehow, by the mercy of the Lord, they started Ashtanga Yoga without Jnana Yoga. Okay, you don't have to go through the journey of Jnana to be Ashtanga Yogi, right? Through various places you can adopt any yoga at any point in time. But this is called as what? This process is called as what? Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. This is all mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter by chapter, right? Now the problem is, okay, now why does one do Ashtanga Yoga? What is the perfection of Ashtanga Yoga? When you perfect Ashtanga Yoga, yes, Samadhi. Samadhi will come when you have darshan of the second aspect of the absolute truth, which is called as Paramatma darshan. That is called as what? Samadhi. Samadhi means you have realized what? Paramatma. Not just Brahman. You have got one level higher and realized who? Paramatma. What do you mean by realized Paramatma? It means this is the first time you have had darshan of God. Because Paramatma is, which form Paramatma is? It is explained in the scriptures. Paramatma has got what form? Chaturbhuj, four-armed form of Narayan. There is a specific aspect of Narayan, we will come to that. It's called as Sirodakshaya Vishnu. Okay. So Sirodakshaya Vishnu comes and shows you your darshan. That is called as what? Paramatma realization. So when Narad Muni is sitting in the forest, or Dhruva Maharaj is also sitting in the forest, what happens? He starts meditating and then comes, bang, Krishna is coming with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. When I say Krishna, Vishnu aspect, Sirodakshaya Vishnu aspect of the Lord comes and shows him that. And then what happens? Dhruva Maharaj looks at him and says, he says, kya chahiye bacche? Dhruva Maharaj was what? He started off with bhukti or bhakti. What did he want? Bhukti, he wanted to enjoy. He wanted a kingdom greater than his father. He wanted money. Right? He wanted position. Right? But Narad Muni, who was his guru, told, जो भी है विष्णु के पास जा, वो ठीक कर देंगे. ठीक है? And therefore he took the instructions of his guru very seriously and started meditating. And what did Narad Muni tell him? He didn't say, Om Jai Jagadish Hare Sukhu Sampatti Ghar Aave. He didn't tell that prayer. What did he tell him to do? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He gave him that mantra. Very good, sir. So he gave him that. So he did that. And then what happened? As he chanted, his material desires went away. On top of that, he realized Paramatma. That Lord who was in his heart came outside of his heart and gave him darshan shakshat. Right? That is the perfection of what? Ashtanga Yoga. That is the perfection of Ashtanga Yoga. So you got to the next stage. Is it clear so far? Yes, you had a question. If it's relevant, I'll answer now. If it is something else tangential, I'll go answer later. Yeah.
So, throughout the process of Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, isn't the soul realizing that its connection is with the Brahman and not the light? And why would it get stuck near the light, or why would its journey stop near the light?
Journey will not stop near the light.
Not
Some
stop,
people,
but-
they are happy for years
Yeah,
in Brahman.
okay.
You can continue in Brahman if you want, no problem. But as I said before, not all souls are content staying in Brahman. There are jivas who want to explore further, right? Because they are not satisfied with that realization. So there is an opportunity to go beyond the Brahma Jyoti. Okay? And that is the process of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay?
So, am I right in understanding that if whoever goes through that process of realizing Brahman, they go through the curtain, which is the Divya Jyoti, and then they see the Brahman, right?
No.
No.
Divya Jyoti is Brahman.
Okay.
They have already attained Brahman ना, उसको तो दिव्य ज्योति बोलते हैं ना. Brahman is Brahma Jyoti. They are already विलीन हो गए हैं उसमें. ज्ञान योगा you have perfected, so you are outside, you have escaped the material world. आप जेल से बाहर हो.
Correct.
Now you are in the border of the spiritual and material world, which is Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is all around, the light,
Correct.
which pervades the entire spiritual world.
Okay.
But beyond the Brahma Jyoti, there are spiritual planets which are there. You have not entered that planet till now. You are in the periphery of that. You are outside those planets.
So let's say I've done Jnana Yoga and then Ashtanga Yoga, and now I'm realizing Brahman itself.
No.
No.
In Jnana Yoga, you have to hear carefully. In Jnana Yoga itself, you have attained Brahman. That's what I am saying. You don't have to do Ashtanga Yoga to attain Brahman.
Okay.
Jnana Yoga में Brahman मिल गया है आपको. The Lord has three aspects: Sat, Chit, Anand.
Correct.
Brahman realization, you already realized the Sat aspect of the Lord, the eternality aspect of the Lord. Brahma Jyoti is eternal. Brahma Jyoti is spirit, not matter. Spirit is eternal. So आपने Sat feature of the Lord already पा लिया है. एक पड़ाव आपने चढ़ लिया है. In the absolute truth has got three stages: Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. ये तीन stages है to realize the absolute truth. So the first stage you already attained now through Jnana Yoga. You have attained Brahma Jyoti.
Okay.
You are not in the material world. You are out of the material world now. आप चक्कर से बाहर आ गए हो.
Okay.
संसार के चक्कर से, right?
Yeah.
Now what happens? The Lord says, Krishna says that all souls are attracted to me because He is our Supreme Father, right? And also I mentioned in the class, I don't know whether you were there, Brahman, there is no activity in Brahman. There is no activity. For souls who want activity and relationships, they cannot be happy in Brahman. They want activity and they want relationships. They want to serve. They want to what? Relationship means service. They want a relationship. They want a माता पिता भाई बंधु कुछ तो चाहिए उनको. Light से happy नहीं है वो लोग, right? So the soul then what it does, it realizes, okay, I can't have any relationship with light. I cannot serve light. आप लाइट को पुष्प चढ़ा सकते हो? नारियल तोड़ रहा हूँ. ये लाइट ले लीजिए ना. लाइट अगर बोलेगा तो बोलेगा लाइट बोला. कोई फॉर्म तो होना चाहिए बोलने के लिए. मुंह तो होना चाहिए ना. करेक्ट. लाइट नहीं बोलता. करेक्ट. So therefore you have attained peace and tranquil, but now you want further something higher. So what the Jnana Yogi does, he meditates within his heart, and when you perfect that process, that is not Jnana Yogi, the Ashtanga Yoga, they adopt Ashtanga Yoga. When you have that darshan of the Lord, now what happens? At least you have found out who is the form who exists beyond the formless. Does it make sense to you?
Okay.
ये जो लाइट है, इसके पीछे जो पर्सनैलिटी है, वो कौन है, उनका दर्शन हो गया आपको. That is called as भगवान दर्शन. In one sense, परमात्मा दर्शन. You have got darshan. of the Lord. That's the first time you have darshan of the Lord in that form, right? Now you will say, ये तो अच्छा है, दर्शन हो गया भगवान का भी, परमात्मा दर्शन हो गया, इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा अष्टांग योग में? The first step in Ashtanga Yoga is what?
Yama and Yama.
And first step क्या? Those are the padav. First step is to leave home. Anyone here? Ashtanga Yoga करना है किसी को? घर छोड़ देना कल. दोबारा नहीं दिखाना देना चाहिए इधर. आसपास मेलबर्न में. Where to go? Go to the Himalayas. Anyone willing? Don't forget to buy, winter wear sale. Kathmandu से लेके जाना. That's not there. Correct? So you have to go and retire to a solitary place. You have to go to a solitary place. In that solitary place, in that forest, you are alone. You have to sit on a kusa mat. Kusa mat मिलेगा क्या कहाँ से? There is no Woolworths. There is no shop saying Shri Ganesh stores kusa mat $10. नहीं है. कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, you have to go to the forest and search kusa grass. And even if you get kusa grass, after that your Ashtanga Yoga will begin. You have to sit in Mudrasana. With your eyes half closed, with your eyes pointed to the tip of your nose. चलो सब लोग बैठो. First question is, प्रभु कितना देर बैठना पड़ेगा? 10 मिनट चलेगा? No, you have to sit for hundreds of years. 10 मिनट भी नहीं बैठा जाएगा अपने से. 10 मिनट क्या 5 मिनट नहीं बैठा जाएगा ऐसा. तो एक आंख तो खुलेगा घड़ी देखने के लिए. प्रसादम कब आएगा? करेक्ट. ये सब नहीं होने वाला. बोलने वाली बात है, पर मुझे अष्टांग योग मजा आएगा. करूं क्या? करना. करो. कौन नहीं बोला घर छोड़ो? कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. राइट? कृष्णा नोज. इन लोगों से कुछ नहीं होगा. ये मंडे फिर ऑफिस भागेंगे. करेक्ट? So therefore, Ashtanga Yoga process is not also practical for Kali Yuga में नहीं होगा. वो जमाने में होता था. अभी नहीं होने वाले वो सब. Okay. Now there is another problem I tell you. Brahman में when the soul is there, you remember I told you the soul gets inquisitive to take the next journey towards who? Towards the source of Brahman, which is Paramatma. But what happens is the soul का free will चला नहीं जाता है. Please understand carefully. Today is a technical class. Please understand carefully. The soul always has a free will to go ahead or to go. That free will is never taken away from you.
So even from Jyoti's point, they can choose to go down. But how?
They don't choose to go down. In one sense you are right. They choose to go down, but it is said they fall down from Brahma Jyoti. What happens? They fall down from Brahma Jyoti. But technically you are very right. They choose to. They choose to. Why? Because the soul either has to go on that side or on this side. Forever, for a very long time. Brahma Jyoti is very long. It's been millions of years. But at some point in time, the soul then wants to serve. What does the soul want to do? Because the nature of the soul is to always serve somebody who they love. That's the nature of the soul. Okay? Suppose, just I'm telling you a very crude example. Suppose I'm telling you, आप किसके लिए कमा रहे हो? मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए. मैं तो सिर्फ अपने परिवार के लिए कमा रहा हूँ. अच्छा ठीक है, परिवार नहीं रहेगा कल से. ऑफिस भी बंद. Happy? Everyone happy? अरे अच्छा यार परिवार ही नहीं है, कमाना ही नहीं पड़ेगा. Anyone is going to be happy in this room? They'll say, जान भी जाए ऑफिस में भले ही 40 घंटा क्या, every week I work 80 hours, but I want my परिवार. Right? Why this? Why we are like that? Why are we like this? We complain about the same office, but we want to work also. We want that parivar, right? Because the nature of the soul is to make their parivar happy. Anyone denies this? ऐसा नहीं है. Nobody will deny this, correct? So the intrinsic nature of the soul is to what? to always serve someone. We are serving either our family, or we serve our community, or we serve society, or we serve nation, or we serve mankind, or we serve all living entities. Or further, we can serve God. Correct? But the nature of the soul is always to serve. The problem is, in Brahman, there is no service. There is no concept of service in Brahman. In Brahman, peace है, but service नहीं है, relationship नहीं है. Right? So what happens? The Brahmavadi who has attained Brahman now desires to serve. Now there are only two options for that person. Service is available only in two places. Either in the spiritual world or in the material world. ये दो ही जगह में service है. Correct? So the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. This is what Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. बोलते हैं ये जो ब्रह्मवादी है, now he has got a good chance from that platform मेरी भक्ति लग सकती है उसको. He can now take to what yoga? Bhakti yoga. Right? मेरी भक्ति लग सकती है उसको. But the soul has a choice. He still says no. I don't want to serve in the spiritual world. So the only option then remains is, but I am looking for service. So he has an option to go there, or he has to have an option to come to material world and then serve. So what happens? These Brahmajotwadis, if they don't go up, they will come down. But when they come down, they are not ordinary personalities. They are not like अपना जैसा नहीं है. Netflix देखेंगे, IPL का score देखेंगे. No, they are not like us. Taking a bag and going to Microsoft early in the morning, thinking which certification I should do, AWS or Azure. No, they will not be engaged in any of these activities. What they will do? They will be engaged in lot of philanthropic activities, and they will demonstrate abilities which are beyond normal. Does it make sense to you all?
Yeah.
Right? They will not be normal people. They will have a tejas around them, a radiance around them, and they will have some very, very special abilities because they have come down from Brahma Jyoti. Okay, so they will still be very, very transcendental even in this material world and still be engaged in a lot of Samaritan activities. Okay?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
disconnect that I have right now is when they attain, or how do I put it? Why isn't, so sorry, I'll start again. So if I am the soul and I want to attain moksha, no, so what I'm trying to understand is why isn't my soul's purpose to realize or to realize Brahman itself? Why am I getting stuck from my so if I as a soul, my direction is कि मुझे लीन होना है, तो why would I have distraction and get stuck in Brahma Jyoti? Why would that be the case? Because from the get go मैं यही सोच रहा हूँ कि मुझे भगवान के पास जाना है या भगवान में लीन होना है, तो मैं distract कैसे हो सकता हूँ? Why would I get distracted is one.
नहीं होगा ना.
Chance क्यों है वहाँ पर
नहीं,
distraction का?
Brahman is not a distraction. It is only a milestone.
Correct, but from the get go, it is to build that relationship with Brahman.
What is
right?
from the get go? From the get go, you are following Bhakti Yoga. Correct? No. I am not talking about Bhakti Yogis right now. I am not talking about you. I am talking about those people who have no attraction for Krishna right now, for his personal form, who are only chasing light.
Oh.
Those are the people who उन लोग ज्ञान योगा में ढूंढेंगे, और they are not, they don't have the simple mind to directly come to bhakti.
Okay.
They will want lots of philosophy to accept something. They want to go through everything in the Vedas. घोल के पढ़ते रहेंगे Vedas. And who started this whole Jnana Yoga thing? Who is the greatest Acharya of Jnana Yoga? Shankaracharya. Very good. Adi Shankara himself. But same Adi Shankara, what he told? Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshati dukhrin karane. He told you fools, I am Shankaracharya, my Shivji ka hi roop hu bhai, I am Shiva himself who has come. I have only taught you all this Jnana Yoga, but I am only telling you, you fools, don't get caught in the rules of grammar and don't keep chasing Jnana. And what is the final thing he is saying? Therefore, what is the solution he gave? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Which means what? Mudha मतलब क्या? उल्लू के पट्टे लोग. मूढ़ मत, जिसकी मत मारी गई है. Okay, so he is saying तुम लोग का मत मारा गया है. All these rules of grammar are for finally understanding that absolute truth Govinda. तुमको क्यों ज्ञान योगा के रूट में जाना है? ज्ञान योगा I have given for only those people who want to attain God through the medium of knowledge. But if you are simple minded, are willing to accept the direct route to God, you don't care about that knowledge. Do you want to know how many, are you really interested? How many of you really, if I give you a class, I'll tell you, okay, tomorrow we are going to talk about the 28 material elements of this world. And then I'll go into Tanmatra, how the ear was formed, how the nose was formed. How many people are interested in knowing all those things? This is called a Sankhya Yoga, a dissection of material element. Vakt kya cheez hai? How did time come about? Let us go into the intricacies of the 1/1,000,000th of a second of time, 1/10,000th of 1/1,000,000th. You will say, प्रभु जी थोड़ा ये प्रोग्राम में थोड़ा मजा नहीं आ रहा है आजकल, थोड़ा सिंपल कीजिए ना. Are you sure you will be excited if I get into the intricacies of jnana? Not most people in Kali Yuga. उनको क्या चाहिए? बोलना सीधा मुद्दे पे आना. Correct? Exactly. Everyone को मुद्दे पे आना है सबको भाई. I am suffering in this world. मुझे suffering बंद करना है. I want to stop the cycle of birth, disease, old age and death. I don't have time to study Vedas, grammar, each and every का meaning बताओ कैसे होता है. For example, suppose you have COVID, okay, and you are suffering. Then somebody comes and tells you, medicine है, COVID चला जाएगा. What are the properties of this medicine? Can you explain the chemistry of how it will go inside this body, attack which cell, how it kills the COVID bacteria? प्लीज मुझे सब समझने के बाद तब तक क्या हो जाएगा? कोविड खत्म कर जाएगा. Do you want to be in that league? No. An intelligent will say, to hell with the दवा दे, कोविड जाएगा, कल ऑफिस जाना, दवा दे. And that's exactly, that दवा is what? That दवा is, medicine is called as what? Bhakti Yoga. That's the point. Krishna is telling all these 700 verses to Arjuna, saying that भाई तेरे को सब बता रहा हूँ यार, ठीक है? तेरे पास 3 ऑप्शन है. You have 3 options in a shopping mall. You can go through the staircase, you can go through the escalator, or you can take the elevator. All 3 are okay. You cannot say legally I am allowed to go through the staircase. Why I should take elevator? Legally बराबर है. You are allowed to use staircase. चलो ठीक है, चढ़ते जाओ फ्लोर बाय फ्लोर, आराम से आना, ठीक है. लीगली कैन आई वॉक फ्रॉम हियर टू पर्थ? वॉक, नोबडी विल स्टॉप. चल के आ जाओ, पहुंचो अभी 15 महीने के बाद. करेक्ट, जिंदा रहोगे तो. करेक्ट. So therefore, to attain God also, Krishna is telling the whole Bhagavad Gita is about all these yoga types only. Krishna is saying तेरे पास slow process है, medium, fast and तत्काल ticket. Right? सब है, तत्काल टिकट भी है वैकुंठ एयरलाइन के लिए. राइट, लास्ट मिनट में जब वक्त कम है तो भी जाना है, तो तत्काल टिकट. द तत्काल टिकट इज व्हाट? इज तत्काल टिकट. राइट? व्हाट्स द टाइम? 39. ओके. नाउ प्लीज लेट मी गो बैक नाउ. ओके. Oh no, I'll finish. Okay. Because your questions will. Just what?
Just on the Brahman, I had a question.
But after that you will have another question. After that you will have another question, which is good, But then I will not complete whatever I want to say. Correct? So your question is important to me, and I will answer your question. I promise. But let me complete whatever, and then maybe you will have more questions, or maybe your questions will get answered. Right? Okay. But if I don't answer, please ask me during the prasadam time, or after the during the question hour. Okay. No, sorry, during the question minute. 5 minutes hota hai before he stops me. Okay. So where was I now? Yes, Ashtanga Yogi. So Ashtanga Yogi. Now Jnana Yogi, I told you what is the problem. Okay, you can go up or you can come down, back, right? And when you come down, what happens? Over a period of time, what happens? Maya will still exert an influence. So sometimes it's easier to again reverse the process and go up and further up. But sometimes what happens? Go down. That is also a risk. Right? Ashtanga Yoga. Physically not possible. But still if you do, what is the benefit of Ashtanga Yoga? You will get darshan of Bhagwan, which is called as Paramatma darshan. Right? The localized aspect. Chaturbhuj form. Now there is a problem in that. It's a good thing. You have seen the Lord, but it is only you are seeing the Lord. You have not developed any connection with him. For example, ting tong, udhar se aaya. Everyone is saying, कौन आया? अच्छा शाहरुख जी आइए ना बैठिए. Who has come? Shahrukh Khan has come. Right? Now I am seeing him. Okay, or he is going. He is passing by this road. He is walking. पूरा गर्दी जमा हो गया. शाहरुख खान है, शाहरुख खान है, शाहरुख खान है. Everybody is saying शाहरुख खान, शाहरुख खान, Tendulkar, Tendulkar, Tendulkar. Everyone is saying. But can you go to Tendulkar and then say, hey Sachin, hey, क्या मोटा हो गया है? मैं आजकल क्या खेलने के बाद एक्सरसाइज करता है कि नहीं सवेरे? Inter security, because you don't have a relationship with him. But इसका दोस्त पक्के आएगा. अरे पक्के राइट बॉडीगार्ड ये तो मेरा पक्के है. करेक्ट. पक्के is his friend. गोटी दोस्त. राइट. गोटी दोस्त के सामने no bodyguard can stand. There is no protocol. When you have a relationship, Narendra Modi's mother doesn't need appointment to meet Narendra Modi. Naru made che dokla lauchu. Narendra Modi will tell bodyguard, hut, all your IAS officers, to hell with all your rules. Mother is coming. See the red carpet. मैं जब मम्मा वो आऊँ जो ना ढोकला काम है खाया माटे मैं आ रहा हूँ ढोकला खाने के लिए. आपको क्या तकलीफ लेने की जरूरत है? He will not say, I am Prime Minister, come through protocol, give application, wait for 10 years, number आएगा तब आना. No, that rule is not applicable to who? Why? Because there is a relationship. With Paramatma, darshan हो गया है, but relationship नहीं हुआ अभी तक. Correct? But Paramatma is even more attractive than Brahman. Because Paramatma is the source of light, right? And Paramatma means Brahman is also there. ऐसा नहीं परमात्मा अकेला है. ए परमात्मा अकेला है ब्रह्मन के घर पे रख के आया क्या? No, it's not like that. Paramatma comes along with Brahman. So Paramatma realization means Brahman realization plus Paramatma realization. Does it make sense to you? Because around Paramatma is the halo of Brahma Jyoti. वो भी लेके आया, मैं खुद भी आ गया. Brahman भी लेके आया, right? So now what happens? The Ashtanga Yogi has had darshan of this Paramatma. Now I will tell you the problem with Ashtanga Yoga. First is Ashtanga Yoga के लिए घर छोड़ना पड़ेगा. None of you will put your hand for that. Correct? Even if someone puts your hand up, saying that कल से मैं जा रहा हूँ हिमालय का, हिमालय चला मैं तो, ठीक है? And you go and you sit in a solitary place and you do bhajan, and let's say somehow you live for, let's say another 200 years, and you are doing solid, serious bhajan. Ashtanga Yoga, एकदम meditation है, आप focusing. Problem, Krishna says, I am not saying this. It is given in Bhagavad Gita as well as Bhagavatam. What is the problem? With Ashtanga Yoga, when you practice Ashtanga Yoga, you will get what is called as Ashta Siddhi. When you practice Ashtanga Yoga, you will get what is called as Ashta Siddhi. You know what's a Siddhi? A Siddhi is a power. For example, जरा pineapple लेके आना. Suppose I ask you, what will you tell? देखती हूँ किचन में है क्या, करेक्ट? देन यू विल वॉक टू द किचन, और फ्रिज विच खोलोगे और उधर से एक पाइनएप्पल निकलेगा, तो देन यू विल ब्रिंग द पाइनएप्पल हियर, और फ्रॉम देयर यू विल से नहीं है, देन यू से नहीं चाहिए अभी, देन यू विल से लाना पड़ेगा दुकान से, देन यू विल गो टू द नियरेस्ट Woolworths and ask whether there is pineapple. But if you have got अष्टसिद्धीस, what will you do? पाइनएप्पल चाहिए, दीजिए ना, पाइनएप्पल. This is called as what? Ashtasiddhis. And I know that you know such people who can take out things from thin air. This is called as what? Siddhis. Siddhis means an ability to manipulate material energy. It's a higher science. It's a higher material science. Okay? Of becoming bigger than the biggest, of becoming smaller than the smallest. Who was a person who had this Ashtasiddhi, very perfect Ashtasiddhi? Who was that person? Very good. Ashtasiddhi Navanidhi ke data, Asavar Deen Janaki Mata. बाद में राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा. लिखा नहीं है, सदा रहो अष्टसिद्धि के दासा. अरे गाने में गड़बड़ हो गया कुछ तो. अष्टसिद्धि होने के बाद भी हनुमान जी क्या है? ये क्या है भाई? सब कुछ तो है, जो चाहिए आज से मिलेगा, बड़ा होना है मिलेगा, जिसको मारना है मार सकते हो, फिर दास क्यों बन रहे हो भगवान का? Because a human being is still not satisfied with अष्ट सिद्धि. ओके, अष्ट सिद्धि में प्रेम का है, राम का प्रेम का है, राइट? सीता मदर का प्रेम का है उसमें, राइट? So now problem with Ashtasiddhi is when we get Ashtasiddhis will come even halfway through the process of Ashtanga Yoga. So what happens when you get Ashtasiddhis, you are meditating and suddenly you develop some powers. Okay, someone comes and tells you, sir, बेटी की शादी नहीं हो रही है, and you open your eyes and you are doing what? Ashtanga, you already developed some powers, and then you say this. And then next day that fellow is coming and falling at your feet. पूरे आपके वजह से बेटी की शादी हो गया इतने साल से. This is what has happened. Okay, and then what happens? Who is sitting there? आप बैठे हो उधर, मैं बैठा हूँ. And then next day what will happen? That fellow will say, अरे वो तो पेड़ के नीचे बैठा है, सॉलिड आदमी है यार, सिद्धि है, पावर है यार, मारो उसको. And then another lady will come. गुरु, कुछ भी प्रसाद आपसे पाना चाहते हैं. हाँ बेटी. हाँ. And they what will the common man think of you? That you are God. And what will you start thinking of yourself? मजा आ रहा है यार, मजा आ रहा है, अष्टसिद्धि सब है, सब मेरे पैर पे आके छू रहे हैं. And then what? After some time what will happen? अगर सर ठिकाने पे नहीं है तो you will start thinking, मैं ही मैं हूँ, दूसरा कोई नहीं. You understand? This is called as ahankar. You will now want to become God. बोलते भगवान तूने पावर दिया, अब मैं ही तो हूँ, तू ही मैं है, कोई फर्क नहीं. तेरे पास भी पावर, अपन के पास भी पावर. Now what is happening? When that happens, then what happens? When that comes, then you start slowly. What you will first you will start using the Ashtasiddhis. After some time, what you will do? You will start misusing it, because the free will has not gone. And when you start misusing Ashtasiddhis, what happens? धीरे धीरे वो चला जाता है. फिर आता है आदमी संसार में one bedroom kitchen में. Right? So this is the risk of the process of Ashtanga Yoga. That you will get Ashtasiddhis and you will fall down. Let me give you another example. This is an example which you can easily relate to. I told this before. Jnana Yoga is the process of staircase. Ashtanga Yoga is the process of escalator. Escalator में एक ही problem है. Go to Chadston Shopping Center. Go in the escalator. What will happen? जाने गए खरीदने बनियन खरीदने, लेके आए सेल फोन, एप्पल वाला. This is what happens when you go in a shopping mall in a escalator. You can get digressed from the original purpose, because you will see all these allurements around you. When you in a lift, वो security वाला वो पांडु बैठा रहेगा. हाँ आ गया बनियन की दुकान. No digression, because कुछ है ही नहीं लिफ्ट में, करेगा क्या आदमी? Correct? सीधा सीधा पहुंचा देगा आपको. That is bhakti yoga, without any risk of digressions. What you were saying, सीधा आपको भगवान के पास. No digression, fast train. It's like it's like a non-stop Rajdhani Express from Mumbai to Hazrat Nizamuddin, where the doors will never open. वो वड़ा पाव वाला आएगा ही नहीं अंदर. Correct? Oh, sorry, it's like an airplane. एयरप्लेन में यू कैन से वड़ा पाव खाने का मन होता है, जरा दरवाजा खोल रहे, कोई बाहर आके देखता वड़ा पाव बेच रहा है स्काई में. Sir, वड़ा पाव we don't serve, sir. We only have 10 days old food, which we will heat up for you and give. Hopefully without a cockroach inside it. Airline food, right? Anyway, so what is the point? Ashtanga Yoga can digress us from our original journey towards Paramatma. Because जब power आता है, power can corrupt the brain. So people start behaving that they are God. So many of these Ashtanga Yogis, I am not going to tell the names, they will have big beards and they will have some spiritual powers, and you will see them going down and down and down. These are the Ashtanga Yogis जिसका connection with Bhagavan has gone. But because of inertia, the fan is still rotating. Switch बंद होने के बाद fan थोड़ी देर घूमता है ना. So like that, they still have some traces or vestiges of power of those siddhis with them, but they are on the wane right now. They are ebbing slowly. जा रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, right? So this is the risk of Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. And even if you perfect that Ashtanga Yoga without getting digressed with these side mystic Ashtasiddhis, what you will get at the end of the day? Paramatma, no, Ashtanga Yoga. Paramatma Darshan you will get. Brahma Darshan to Jnana Yoga mein mil gaya aapko. Paramatma Darshan you will get. But with Ashtanga Yoga only, you cannot develop a relationship with Paramatma. You will only have darshan, just like I am seeing Sachin Tendulkar. I can't pinch his cheeks. I can't play with Sachin Tendulkar. Correct? I have darshan, which is a big thing. But the soul, the nature of the soul is to what? The eternal nature of the soul is to serve the Lord out of love. वो परमात्मा को आप नहीं कर सकते हो, because परमात्मा will say, I am only a local manifestation who has come to guide you out of this jail in this material world. You can't worship me forever, because मेरा role ही temporary है. But I am that person in the spiritual world. तू उधर आ जा. So what happened when Narad Muni perfected Ashtanga Yoga? What happened? The Lord gave him darshan as Paramatma. But soon thereafter, what the Lord said? In this lifetime now you will not see me. तो नारद मुनि said, मैं करूं क्या है? तू किधर जा रहा है? So he said, you have to search a spiritual master and serve the Guru in Bhakti Yoga, and then you will come back to me. तब तेरा relationship मेरे साथ जुड़ जाएगा. कैसे? You have to first develop a relationship with an agent of mine. What is that agent called as? Guru. That is the first basic of Guru Tattva. Okay? In Bhakti. And who is that Guru? Krishna says, you have to take a scale and measure the length of his dadi. Correct or no? Dadi swaha. No. Guru is not identified by how long his dadi is or how slowly he speaks. Guru can speak fast also. ऐसा नहीं कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Only that fellow who speaks like that is Guru. ऐसा अपना mind सोचता है. क्या धीरे धीरे बोलता है यार, ये सॉलिड आदमी है. No, वो बकेगा धीरे धीरे. करेक्ट? सोटा लगाओ यारो. It is not how slowly you speak. It is about what you speak. And it's more about who you are. That's important. I can speak big things, slow or fast. Right? For example, I can say, Durga माँ के Hey ma, and inside my heart I am thinking, hey ma Malini. Correct? So Bahar I can speak slowly, I can speak very wholly, and inside I will be very, I don't know what is the rhyming word. Huh?
Jolly. Inside you might.
No, jolly. I don't know what is the word. Okay, जो भी है, you understand. Fill in the blanks. अमित जी आप ही fill in the blanks. ठीक है? Jolly अच्छा. Inside झोली है. झोली अच्छा. Inside झोली. टंटन भोपाल अच्छा. ठीक है. No spiritual credits. Yes. So we can pretend in front of the whole world as a guru. But who is a guru? A guru is one who is a genuine representative of Bhagavan. And I'm going to leave it today at that topic. Because now this will lay the foundation for our next topic of practical application of Bhagavad Gita, where we will talk about the first step towards God realization, which is called as Bhagavan realization, not Brahman realization, not Paramatma realization. We are going to take the first step towards Bhagavan realization. So that's the foundation I wanted to lay today. Okay? Okay? Done.
Paramatma.
इनका नंबर पहला है.
So Prabhuji, Paramatma, formless.
Paramatma is formless नहीं. Paramatma is not a form. चतुर्भुज form. How can he be formless?
Why is it he?
Why is it he? अरे बाप रे. Okay, मैं अब बोलूँगा she बोलेगा तो बोलेगा why not something else बोलोगे. वो मेरे को नहीं जवाब मेरे पास.
नहीं,
This is not mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
Just trying to understand.
Okay, now I'll give you a technical answer, but right now it's too early in this class. Okay, but I'll still tell you. But you will have question. I'm not going to answer that question. because अभी तक किया नहीं हो class में. We have to understand that Krishna is actually the only male. If I tell you that, then you will say, "Yeah, मैं भी तो मर्द मराठा हूँ." Correct. Therefore, there is no. I can't explain that right now. But actually, there is only one Purusha. Purusha means what? Male. Male is the one from whom everything comes. Correct? Emanates. Right? Even in material world, unless the male interact, then कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Correct? So male has to give, na first. So the seed is first in the male. Right? So Krishna is the only Purusha. Right? And Krishna's form is similar to what we in this material world call as male. Male से कृष्णा नहीं बने हैं, कृष्णा से मेल बना है. Therefore, we are not talking about gender equality. And even if we want to talk about gender equality, Krishna is the male form. But there is a female form also of Krishna, if you want. What is the female form called as? Radharani. Everybody is happy with that. Correct? But if you ask me a third form, oh, मेरे को नहीं पता. Correct? I have no idea. Those are all conceptions of this material world. We cannot impose that on the spiritual. I know that is not your question, but still, कल कोई आ सकता है ना प्रोग्राम में. They will say बाकी लोगों का क्या हो गया भाई? No. That is not the subject matter of spiritual discussion. Those are all material conceptions. Now I am telling you, our material conception, if we think I am male or I am female, that itself is a material conception. Okay. Now this is too early in the class to discuss that. अभी आप बोलेगा हाँ अरे मेरे तो इतने लंबे बाल हैं मैं तो फीमेल हूँ आप कैसे बोल सकते हो कि that you will argue based on what material knowledge, but it is much deeper than that. अभी नहीं हो वो बाद में करेंगे. When we start going further in the classes we will take that. But it's a good question. Okay. So Krishna has got the form of a male. Okay. और एक क्वेश्चन था आपका नहीं? Yes, I'll come to you. You had a question? 1 minute.
So when we say that we Brahman in Brahman, sorry, in Divya Jyoti, the soul has either to liberate or to come back to the material. So when it is coming back to the material, so it is going into either of the planets.
Yes, you fall down gradually.
So from Tapalok to
The soul falls down from there. Yes. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravarti Rajana. Goes to Brahma Loka and then comes down slowly. Glide is gradual.
So
1 minute. She had her hand up before you.
This one.
Okay.
So when it comes down, you said it's not a normal like us, like that
It means the personality.
That personality.
Yes.
So can we relate to Sant Tukaram and all those personalities who were there and who were
No, Sant Tukaram was a out and out bhakti yoga. Okay, he had unalloyed love for Pandurang Vitthal.
Do we
He
have
doesn't come under the
examples
category of.
Do we have any examples?
We have examples, but you should not consider them as ordinary people. Okay, you should. अभी क्या है मैंने अभी I have told you 3 levels ना. Then you should not like अच्छा ये level 3 वाला था क्या? Your mind should not tell you like that. As long as you promise me that, then I will tell you. Okay. Ramana Maharishi is the first name that will come to your mind in terms of the topmost Jnana Yogis. Have you heard of Ramana Maharishi? Tiruvannamalai? No? Okay. Ramana Maharishi comes under that category. Okay. Ramana Maharishi, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, okay, Papa Ramadas, Sheshadri Swamigal. These people you will see more in the south. This Brahman thing goes on more in South India. Okay. Right? Yeah, acha. It's okay. Okay, Prasadam is ready. Okay, but we'll continue. Yeah, go ahead. But please listen to the answer also. Okay. So, did I answer your question? You asked me who is an example of that. Now, if you ask me who is an example of people who have fallen down from the Brahman platform, I cannot tell you, because who am I to tell that somebody has fallen down? But some of the saintly personalities have said examples of those, which I will not tell you here on the mic. If you want, during Prasadam, धीरे से बोलो, आपके कान में, ठीक है? Well, I cannot tell that. Otherwise, there will be controversy. ऐसा कैसा बोला, वैसा कैसा बोला. I have to repeat what the saints have said. So saints have given certain types of people who have fallen from Brahman.
So Sant Tukaram was like from Bhakti Yoga. He just came here to just serve, like to deliver the message.
That we will talk about that. Sant Tukaram kind of people, they are not of this world. They are called as Nitya Siddha.
Just to preach for the Lord. And to
Correct.
just
They come
give
down
that
on a
message.
mission. भगवान के मिशन में आते हैं वो लोग.
Is Mirabai one of them?
ले लो. Last one in public. Then here any number.
So you said soul wants to serve always.
Yes.
My understanding is soul has no desire. There's no nature for the soul. Like you said,
I never said soul doesn't have any desire. मैंने कहा
soul. That's my understanding. Soul has no desire.
soul will always desire. It is impossible to be desireless.
We love our family.
Wanting to be desireless is itself a desire. Correct? Okay, so that's the first one. Better, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
But it's like soul won't always want to serve. We want to serve.
I can't hear you. I can't. That's why I said this. Prasadam, when they serve, then question gone. I can't even hear you. So, okay, if you can maintain silence during Prasadam, I'm sorry. I know it's difficult, but just 1 minute. I'll just answer the question after that. Yes, please. Yes.
So soul wants to serve family.
The soul wants to serve, yes.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
But we only get family with our karmas.
We get what?
We get family with our karmas.
Because of our karmas.
Yes.
So I can't relate to this that we love our family or like we want to serve our family, but it's because of force of karmas.
We don't love our families because of the force of karma
We
only.
want to serve our family.
Yes.
So soul wants to serve the family.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
But we get our family because of the force of karma.
Yes
Like
and
my
no.
mother, my relation with my mother is different, but my relation with my mother-in-law will be different, right?
Okay.
Why I get this one only as my mother? Why this one only my mother-in-law?
That is karma only.
Yeah, that's only karma,
Correct,
right? So we each lifetime will have different families.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how can we say that we want to soul wants to serve family?
Okay. Because you are giving a material definition of family. For you, your family is mother-in-law, mother, only blood relation.
Yes.
But for Tukaram, it was not blood relation. For Tukaram, even the buffalo is family for him. Does it make sense? That is in Bhagavad Gita, it is called as Pandita Samadarshina, where you see the whole Kutumbam as Vasudeva Kutumbam. For us, because we are now not pure, we define boundaries of who to love and who not to love. Correct? But for a person who is a devotee of God, he sees everyone as children of God, not only human beings, animal को भी जाके serve करता है. Okay.
So in that sense, we want to, like, soul wants to serve.
In that sense, soul wants to serve. Yes. But because some souls are beyond material conditioning, so they will serve everyone. Some souls are conditioned to think that only my blood relation and whoever has come from my womb is my family. So they will not even serve the stepson because वो मेरे कोख से नहीं निकला. Correct? Yeah. So that is material condition. Is it clear?
Prabhu, is it okay to say without bhakti?
If you give me permission, I'll answer.
Prabhu, is it okay to say without bhakti, thus basically you can go to Brahman? And
Is it okay to say without bhakti you can attain Brahman? No. I will explain that in the next class. The goal of Jnana Yoga is Brahman. The final destination is Brahman. But Krishna says elsewhere, in any aspect of yoga, there has to be a little bit of bhakti. Okay. Without bhakti, Jnana Yoga cannot also give you that. You know why? Because even Brahman attainment requires the sanction of God. Otherwise you will not get Brahman. Right? So in Jnana Yoga also they will do some bhakti. Ashtanga yogis also do some bhakti. But Bhakti Yoga fellows only do bhakti. वो लोग भक्ति भी करते हैं, हम सिर्फ भक्ति करते हैं. Right? Does it make sense? Like Tata's, you remember the advertisement in Doordarshan? We also make steel. Okay? Because they make so many other things, they also make steel, right? But there are companies who are only making steel. Like that. So Bhakti Yoga only does bhakti. Okay? And for doing bhakti, whatever jnana is required, they take that knowledge only. Does it make sense? Bhakti में भी jnana yoga है, bhakti में भी ashtanga yoga components है. But we take those components from these yogic types, whatever is essential for doing bhakti. Alright? But we will talk more about it. All this will be clear. धीरे धीरे जाएंगे. Fast जाएंगे तो समझ में नहीं आएगा. Okay, Srila Prabhupada की जय. Everyone is enjoying prasadam. I don't want to spoil it. With more philosophy. Hare Krishna.